Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
This is 7 at 7 from the Las Vegas Review-Journal.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Renee Summerhour. Let's start off with your top stories brought to you by Nevada Hand's Silver Sky Assisted Living Community. Learn more at nevadahand.org. A convoy led by truck drivers departed California Wednesday with plans to make it all the way across the country to the nation's capital. Review-Journal's James Schaefer gives us this report.
The trucks are lined up here in Adelanto, California, making way for its first leg of its trip in Kingman, Arizona. They will have a final destination in Washington, D.C., with an estimated time of arrival on March 5th.
Let freedom roll!
Speakers rallied a large group Wednesday, readying to send a convoy of semi-trucks, motorhomes, and civilian vehicles in a cross-country convoy in protest of pandemic-related mandates and emergency measures. The first leg of the trip was 250 miles to Kingman, some estimates putting the convoy at its peak Wednesday of 300 to 400 vehicles. This, while overpass after overpass between California and Arizona was packed with crowds waving on the convoy as it rolled on through. By sundown, the convoy arrived in Kingman, preparing for another send-off Thursday morning. For the Las Vegas Review-Journal, I'm James Schaefer.
Meanwhile, gas prices are jumping here in the Las Vegas Valley. The average cost of regular unleaded has climbed 18 cents in a week to $3.95 a gallon, according to AAA. That's 36% higher than it was a year earlier. Experts say prices could be impacted by a potential war between Ukraine and Russia, which is one of the world's largest producers of oil. It has been nearly 4 months since former Las Vegas Raider Henry Ruggs drove over 150 miles per hour, hitting Tina Tintor's car. Review-Journal's Jen Ah has more from her family. Jen?
Renee, Tina Tintor's family still visits the mural that memorializes her knowing smile and dog, who also passed away in that crash. Her uncle told the Review-Journal he visits to clear the site of any debris among the flowers and other mementos, while her mother more often visits her grave. When I come back from work, I just want to stop here and see her face, her uncle told us. He says her parents are still hurting, not ready to speak publicly. In November, Tina Tintor was driving home when she was rammed by Henry Ruggs, who prosecutors say was drinking and speeding at 156 miles per hour. Her family is in the middle of a high-profile case against Ruggs, who is out on house arrest. He's due back in court on March 10th. Renee?
And over at UNLV, construction is set to begin for its advanced engineering building. The new facility will be tailored towards hands-on learning, emerging technologies, and research. The university expects to bring up enrollment in engineering students to around 5,000 by 2030. Already, the program has seen growth in the last decade. A groundbreaking ceremony will be held later today. In your business news, sponsored by Bank of Nevada, Bank on Accountability, Las Vegas's home prices ended last year on a hot note. According to the Case-Shiller Index, Southern Nevada prices in December were up over 25% a year earlier, compared with a nationwide increase of about 18%.
And it really just caps a very frenzied year for the housing market across the country, not just here in Southern Nevada. Around the U.S., we saw home prices rise to record levels. Home prices were climbing very fast. Houses were selling very fast. It was just a very heated market in 2021.
This was the 7th straight month Las Vegas home prices rose faster than U.S. home prices. Now to today's weather report, brought to you by Star Nursery, your garden's partner for every bloomin' thing. We continue with chilly conditions this Thursday for the Las Vegas Valley. 53 degrees is forecasted for today. Light winds from the northwest. Tonight, evening lows around 33 degrees. No potential snowfall for today, as we saw yesterday. For the rest of the week, temperatures will start to rise starting Friday. Light winds sticking around until Saturday. By Sunday into next week, we could creep back up into the low 70s to start your work week. In your lifestyle news, this Henderson couple started their careers in call centers and classrooms, but their paths led them to trailblazing positions. They are Ashanti and Tyre Gray. Ashanti is the first black woman assistant fire chief for Las Vegas Fire and Rescue, and Tyre is the first black president of the Nevada Mining Association. Now, as leaders in their fields, they talk about how they can help with diversity and inclusion.
Both of them talked a lot about how diversity can be achieved through intentional actions. For Ashanti, that meant always taking a proponent stance on elevating others and supporting them through growth in their opportunities. And for Tyre, that means mentoring others, making sure those opportunities are brought to communities that may not have got them.
For more on Gray's inspirational story, head over to lvrj.com.
Sports, brought to you by Station Casinos, STN Sports. Download the app today. The Golden Knights continue to get healthier as goaltender Robin Lehner returned to practice and was a full participant on Wednesday. Lehner has missed the last 3 games, dealing with an upper body injury. And UNLV football has a new offensive coordinator as the Rebels have hired Raiders assistant wide receivers coach Nick Holes. Holes has been with the Raiders for the last 10 years. The Rebels begin spring practice March 29th. Sports betting, sponsored by Las Vegas Paiute Tribal Smoke and Cigar Shop. The Boston Celtics are 6.5-point road favorites at Circa Sports against the Brooklyn Nets as the NBA season resumes after the All-Star break. In other games today, the Chicago Bulls are 3-point home favorites against the Atlanta Hawks. The Phoenix Suns are 10-point road favorites against the Oklahoma City Thunder. And the Golden State Warriors are 8.5-point road favorites against the Portland Trailblazers.
In your health news, a milestone in the fight against COVID-19. Local health officials are reporting hospitals are seeing a return to normalcy and that there are positive signs we are moving forward out of the pandemic. The Southern Nevada Health District is on its way to closing most of its major COVID testing sites and continues to push vaccination campaigns. Over in your entertainment news, sponsored by DiscoverYourNevada.com, brought to you by Travel Nevada. At 63 years old, the amazing Jonathan dies at his Las Vegas home. Review Journal's John Katzlamidas tells us more about the longtime Las Vegas Strip headliner.
The death of amazing Jonathan at age 63 on Tuesday night was not a surprise to his friends in Las Vegas. Jonathan had for years suffered from a rare heart condition and in 2014 told the public he had just 1 year to live. He outlasted that diagnosis by a lot. I have to side with Penn Jillette when he said, Las Vegas is a little less crazy today, and that's not good for Las Vegas.
Thank you for watching 7 at 7 a.m. I'm Renee Summerhour. If you have a Roku device, search Review Journal to download our channel. Watch Las Vegas breaking news streaming live on your OTT device. We'll see you back here later today for 7 at 7 p.m. from the Las Vegas Review Journal. Have a great day.
Review Journal Studio, sponsored by Adam Kuttner. Get the maximum settlement as quickly as possible. This 7 at 7 update, sponsored by Pro Group Management. You're watching 7 at 7 from the Las Vegas Review Journal.